Actually, for the first year, I I never called to my mom
Oh wow.
because I was like I wanna make her feel that like I really can stay here. Like don't worry about that.
That's really brave of you.
Thank
Yeah.
you. But I
Yeah.
think that's not good.
Yeah.
What yeah, that's not good solution
Yeah.
because
You are an international student right now in Santa Monica College.
yes.
When did you come here?
First year that I came here I I went to Boston before
Oh wow.
for almost a year for just learning English, like in language school,
Hmm.
because my English was really, really bad before.
Yeah. So when did you come? Went to Boston first. You come to USA,
2021
and
during
first
the
thing you did is just start learning English.
yes.
And did you know anybody in Boston?
No, I went there alone.
How was that? You just go to different country not knowing anybody, and even the language is there.
Yeah,
So how was your first week, or what was your?
I feel there are so many barriers,
Yeah.
like between me and everything in Boston.
Yeah.
I went there during the COVID pandemic,
Yeah.
and there were there are not many Asian people there,
Hmm.
and I heard a lot of news before about Asian people, but I'm not gonna blame anyone over there.
Yeah.
I and also like it's just harder
Yeah.
when I didn't speak much English
Yeah.
back then,
Yeah.
and also the weather is was really different from where I'm from.
Yeah.
I just like 10 hours before I got in Boston, I just like stay in the hot country
Hmm.
and being with my
Yeah.
cats, my mom, my family,
Yeah.
my friends.
Yeah.
And then like 10 hours, like almost like 20 hours later,
Yeah.
I just like I was on the airplane,
Yeah.
like I was just with my book,
Yeah.
my phone, my laptop,
Yeah.
like just watching movie,
Yeah.
and then like everything switched.
Yeah.
Everything was like cold,
Yeah.
like snowing.
Yeah.
Everything was really different.
Yeah.
And I was kind of shocked a little bit because like 20 hours before,
Yeah.
like everyone speak my language,
Yeah.
but 20 hours later, everyone they look really different
Yeah.
and they speak different language
Yeah.
and everything really different.
Yeah.
I was kind of like I didn't know how to feel. Like I didn't like miss my family yet,
Yeah.
but everything just really really surprising for me for
Was
the
it?
first day.
Did you feel scared? Did you feel excited? Are you like was a little worried? What was your memory of that first week, or until you feel like settled down?
I would say my first week, I just live my life with scare, like with the fears,
Yeah.
because um yeah, everything wasn't like wasn't like where I'm from,
Yeah. What was
and
the fear?
yeah, like I was scared if I get lost in like
Yeah.
different country,
Yeah.
and I was scared of like taking train
Yeah.
because like it's my house is really far from my school,
Yeah.
and I was scared if I take the wrong train to go like another train station.
And do you remember when that fear like went left your head?
Yeah, I think since I got my friends,
Yeah. How
yeah,
long did it take?
3 months.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Who were your first friends
I'm sorry.
in
Like,
Boston? Your first friends that you made?
oh yeah, my first friend that I made, he's from Colombia.
Yeah.
I would say when I was in Boston, I didn't have Thai friends at all,
Yeah.
and also like my first year in LA
Yeah.
too, I didn't
Wow.
have much Thai friend.
Did you try to
For
make Thai friends or not
I
really?
I tried so hard, but I could not see anybody who is Thai.
Yeah.
Like every time when I like saw somebody who is like Asian,
Yeah.
I would assume that
Yeah.
they are Thai,
Yeah.
and then like they speak other languages,
Yeah.
and I feel like, oh, I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm still down,
Yeah.
like making friends with other race.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I could learn
Yeah.
like different
Yeah.
culture,
Yeah.
and sometimes they taught me their language too.
Yeah. My first friends were all international students, guy from
Oh yes.
Singapore, Sweden, because at the end of the day we were going through same journey. Everybody was looking for apartment, everybody was trying to figure out how can we take classes and
Yeah.
stuff. What was your cultural shock, when compared to being in Thailand here?
Mm,
Like, for example, mine was like seeing a lawyer's billboard. There are so many lawyers
oh
billboard,
yeah.
and I was like, never seen that in India. And
Yeah,
it
yeah.
was like, oh wow, this lawyers are big here. Every kind of lawyer. So that was something, along with other cultural shock, that was one of those. Did you have any of those things like, oh, this is completely different from?
Mm, I would say just people, they're like comparing to Thailand, like I think not just Thailand, I think like all almost of the Asian countries,
Yeah.
Asian cultures, they are more care older people. And when I was in Thailand, I really care older people how they think
Yeah.
about me, or yeah,
Oh, I
something
see.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if I wanna like dress and go outside, I have to like think about that.
Yeah.
Like, am I look good enough or something like that when I
Yeah.
was in Thailand? But not that strict.
Yeah.
But since I come here,
Yeah.
I think like people they don't really
Okay.
care. Yeah, like you can do just like you can just do whatever,
Yeah.
and that that made me really feel like more like free. That like I don't have to care other people thoughts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that one of the reason for you to come to US, for freedom, freedom to express yourself or be yourself?
Yeah.
Because that I don't know about Thailand, but India, it is little, people judge you pretty quickly about like the clothes you wear,
Yeah,
or
yeah, yeah,
whatever
yeah.
your choice is, or even like what university you go, or
Oh yeah.
don't what job. There's too much of like community thing where everybody is involved in your business. Was that freedom was one of the thing that you feel like you liked it here?
Yeah, I would say that too. But the main reason that I came here is because I watched a lot of American movies when I was in high school.
Yeah.
And because like when I was in high school, like not high school, like in middle school,
Yeah.
my brother he went to study
Yeah.
college
Yeah.
in Australia, Melbourne, Australia.
Oh, nice.
And I was like I wanted to go to,
Yeah.
but I wanted to come to the US. But back then my mom she didn't have much money to support me,
Yeah.
and she told me that like I can like go study abroad,
Yeah.
but just Australia with my brother,
Yeah.
because like someone could take care of me
Yeah.
when I'm there. But back then like I didn't know I was like manifesting. I
Yeah.
always like watch like videos.
What was the movie? Any movie that kind of went like,
uh
oh, I want to go to there because
yeah,
of this movie?
I watched Pitch Perfect.
Pitch Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, Mean Girls, something like that.
Nice.
I was like, I want to have experience in high school here,
Yeah.
but unfortunately, I just like came here for the college, but it's still good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did it live up to your expectations? To Mean Girl and Pitch Perfect?
I'm sorry. Like,
You watch Mean Girl and Pitch Perfect, right? There
yeah,
was a world in that movie. Did you see that kind of reality here?
mm, yeah. When I was in Thailand, when I watched those movie,
Yeah.
I was like, I wanna do like road trip like that,
Yeah.
like in the Pitch Perfect,
Yeah.
and yeah, I did. I've done that.
It's amazing how America's soft power, which is Hollywood, and
Yes.
people come to this country based on watching either Hollywood movies or shows and stuff. You talked about friends. There is a feel of community, right, in Thailand, where you are never alone. You can
Yes.
always talk about something to somebody, and
Yes.
either your family, friends, and here you are alone in a way without family or friends. How was that journey to get, deal with the problems? Well, of course there are physical problem, outside problem, but there are emotional problems, all those things. How was that for you?
Um, for actually for the first year, I I never called to my mom
Oh wow.
because I was like, I wanna make her feel that like I really can stay here. Like, don't worry about that. Like, I don't wanna like tell her, I don't wanna tell her that like
Hmm.
how my life
Yeah.
bad here for the first time.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was dealing everything by myself. I didn't tell my friends
Yeah.
much,
Yeah.
but my best friend in Thailand, I told her everything.
But that's really brave of you to come to country without even knowing the language very well,
Yes.
and the weather is different, and not even finding a friend, Thai
Yeah.
friend or people who speak your language, and not sharing with your mom because, as you
Yes.
know, like she would worry, or she would,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
try to do things, because usually when you come to the country, you talk to your mom every day until you make friends, and you
Yes.
kind of rightly, make sure that your mom doesn't worry and she feels that you are doing good here. That's really brave of you.
Thank
Yeah.
you. But I
Yeah.
think that's not good.
Yeah.
What yeah, that's not good solution
Yeah.
because like you're not alone anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. After I moved from Boston,
Hmm.
I was it was my first time I cried in
Yeah.
the US because like um I just think and like realize something that when I was like really really happy
Yeah.
or when I was really really sad,
Yeah.
I was the one who just like dealing and like go through everything by myself, but
Yeah.
no one like share the feeling with me.
Hmm.
Like, and then that day I just like made the decision to call back to my mom.
Yeah.
And yeah,
That day you cried.
yes, the day that I cried. And I think it was the best
Yeah.
decision that I made
Yeah.
because like at the end of the day, family is going to be there
Yeah.
for me
True.
anyways. Yeah,
Yeah.
even like my worst day or my best day,
Hmm.
I think like whatever I'm gonna share with my mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't wanna pretend anymore.
That's such a beautiful way of saying, because
Thank you.
that's one of the reason I started this podcast, right? Because as an international student, we go through crazy journey,
Yes.
and from your story, if you can inspire somebody who is,
Okay.
coming to this country and holding back or not sharing with anybody, or just making whatever mistake, they can learn from your journey. You've been incredibly brave, and made right decision to talk to your family. So
Yes.
that's amazing. From your experience,
Yes.
what advice would you give to a person from Thailand, right, who wants to come to US, like for first year or first week? What should you do? What should that person do? Where should they go? Should they go to Boston, LA, New York, kind of a thing?
Um, for me, I would say for not only just Thai people,
Yeah.
I would say anybody who's going like to come here, I would say like, just come and
Yeah.
like uh I would recommend to go like some city
Yeah.
like for me like I'm Thai. I
Yeah.
went to Boston.
Hmm.
There were not much Thai people over there,
Yeah.
and I think that is really good choice that I
Oh.
went there because like no one gonna know me anyway, so I can do like mistakes, like
Yeah.
I can do like whatever I want
Yeah.
because like no one know me,
Yeah.
and like I think mistake just like made you like learn something.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, also like no one gonna judge you anyways because
Yeah.
like no one know you, you are just like stranger in the
Yeah.
like foreign city.
Yeah.
Like just imagine if I'm in Thailand,
Yeah.
I would say there are a lot of fears that like
Yeah.
what like I would say like if I didn't get in like the best university,
Yeah.
like how people gonna think about me or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
But here it's just like okay, if I fail this class and so what, I just like retake again. Like no one gonna judge me because like no
Yeah.
one know me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just like
So
book the
just come.
flight. Yeah, just come and book the flight and
Yeah.
go like any places you want to go.
Yeah.
And yeah, you're gonna learn a
Yeah.
lot how to be with yourself, and you're gonna learn a lot how to make friends
Yeah.
and be with like like stranger will
Strangers. Yeah.
become friends anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what is your plan right now? I know you are a Santa Monica College student, an
Yes.
international student. Um, are you planning to get a visa? What is your goal here?
Um, my goal here, I really really want to stay here.
Yeah.
I feel like I've been here for a while
Yeah.
already, and I feel like here is like my place
Yeah.
to like start my life.
Yeah.
I feel like my life just started since I got here.
Nice.
Yeah, I would say for my goal right now, just like transfer to university
Mm-hmm.
and get a job,
Yeah.
and also like in a few years later, I wanna go master. I wanna get master degree,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
No.
hopefully PhD. I really wanna get it.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah,
So you still
hopefully.
have a long way to go because you are
Yes.
in community college. So bachelor, master, and PhD.
Yeah.
That's.
Hopefully.
Is there any specific thing you want to study?
Yeah, I think like come here and study community college is really good for
Yeah.
exploring
Yeah.
yourself. Um, I would like to study something about art a lot
Oh, nice.
and history.
Yeah. You've been living in LA for now a few years, right?
Yes,
What is your favorite thing? What do you love most about LA?
I would say a lot. There are a lot of things
Yeah.
I love in LA. But the thing that I really love is I did a lot of self-talk.
Yeah.
As I told you when I was in Thailand, I was surrounded with my friends and my family, and everywhere were my home. But here, as I said, I'm just a stranger
Yeah.
in the big city, in the
Yeah.
big country.
Yeah.
And yeah, I feel like I'm gonna be with myself anyway.
Yeah.
And I just start to talk with myself a lot because like when I was in Thailand, like I always talk with my friends,
Yeah.
but I never talk with myself that
Yeah.
much. And I think it's a good thing that I start to learn
Yeah.
like what I like, what I don't, or like a lot of things.
That must be really therapeutic to talking to yourself, right?
Yeah.
Do you, when you talk to yourself, do you give yourself like a positive talk, positive visualization kind of a talk, or you like, try to put yourself in like reality? You know, how does that work?
Mm, I would say first time, like first year,
Yeah.
I didn't talk with myself really good that much.
Yeah.
I used to like blame myself a lot,
Yeah.
but until I realized that it is not really helpful
Yeah.
until like, but now I just like, yeah, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I, yeah,
It helps you, right?
it helped me,
Yeah.
but I would say not, blaming yourself is
Don't be
not
hard
really,
on yourself.
yeah, don't be hard.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
amazing. That's another thing, international students can learn is
yes,
just, don't be hard on yourself. Everybody is going through the same journey.
yes,
He went through his journey, I went through my journey. And it's very important to be kind to yourself, positive talk, and be open to meeting strangers, right? Because
yes,
at the end of the day, we are more similar than different. Yeah.
yeah. My name was made by my mother.
Uh-huh.
She told me it means
Ah,
treasurer. Yeah, but I heard from another dictionary, they said it means smart or something like that.
nice.
Yeah, I really like it.
I want you to paint a picture
Yes.
about the place you grew up, right? Tell me the name of the city and tell me your best childhood memory from that part. Talk about your home, talk about people. If you paint a
Yes.
picture, it would be really interesting.
Yeah, sure. I'm originally from Bangkok, Thailand, and before it wasn't that BC city, and my hometown, like my house that I was born, is it used to be traditional house before. It used to made from wood, and I heard from my grandmom that before I was born, it used to be like noodle shop before.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And after that, since I was born, they just like stopped doing that business. I didn't know
Oh
why.
wow.
And but now like my house just look like normal house, not like traditional anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Is there
it
any nice childhood memory growing up?
yeah, I would say but my best childhood memory would be in my grandmom hometown, like in another province. It's like 10 hours driving from Bangkok to there.
What's the name?
It's called Roi Et.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, like everything really, really like countryside,
Yeah.
like no phone, like
Yeah.
signal. And like when I want to call my mom who live in Bangkok, like
Yeah.
I really can call her because it's really countryside.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just kind of play with my cousins,
Yeah.
and I used to go there every summer.
Yeah.
And I also loving to go like to the rice field, and yeah,
What
it's
kind of games would you play with your cousins?
mm, we don't have really like specific one. We just like ride a bicycle
Oh,
to
nice. Yeah.
the forest.
Yeah.
Yeah, to the rice field,
Yeah.
and yeah, it's I
It's always like that. I remember my childhood. All I remember is just we were running around.
oh yeah, 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 yeah,
We were just running. Either we were playing or running, or we were running to school. It was just always running, and it was.
yeah,
I grew up in a really small village, so no, at that time we didn't have phones, so just friends running around after school. On that note, thank you so much, Niti.
you're welcome. Thank
I
you so
hope
much,
people
Arish.
can, listen to your story and be inspired and go for an adventure like you went. It's really brave. I don't think many people know how brave it is to just go to
Yes,
another country at a young age, different weather, language, everything, and just figure out yourself. And you found yourself right in that
yes.
journey, and that's so beautiful. Thank you
Thank
so much.
you,
Yeah,
thank you so much, Harish.
yeah. Thank you.